Welcome everyone, join us today as we honor the life and legacy of John Sykes, the powerhouse guitarist and songwriter, known for his blistering riffs and melodic flair in legendary bands like Thin Lizzy, Whitesnake, and Blue Murder. So let's dive in. John James Sykes, born the 29th of July 1959, in Reading, Berkshire, England. Born in Reading, Berkshire, home to the iconic Reading Festival held each summer, John entered the world with striking heterochromia, one green eye and one blue. He grew to a towering 6 feet tall and spent his early years in England before relocating with his family to the Spanish island of Ibiza in 1973, at age 14. The move came when his father and uncle took over a local discotheque. Isolated in a new country and unfamiliar with the language, John found comfort in music, learning to play a nylon string acoustic guitar under his uncle's guidance. His natural talent quickly flourished, and before long, he was captivating audiences on school stages. After 3 years in Spain, the family returned to England. John soon fell in love and, for nearly 2 years, set aside his guitar. When the relationship ended, a televised performance by Colosseum 2 reignited his passion for music, particularly Gary Moore's guitar work. Reinvigorated, John returned to playing and began pursuing music professionally in the late 1970s after moving to Blackpool. He joined Street Fighter, a Rolling Stones tribute band, and his playing appeared on the track, She's No Angel, from the 1980 compilation New Electric Warriors, a showcase for the emerging new wave of British heavy metal. He next joined Tygers of Pan Tang, a metal band from Whitley Bay, contributing to their acclaimed albums Spellbound and Crazy Nights, both released in 1981. Creative tensions with vocalist John Deverell and frustration over the band's lack of ambition led to John's departure in early 1982. However, his playing still appeared later on 2 tracks from the band's 4th album, The Cage. After guitarist Randy Rhoads tragically died in a plane crash, John was invited to audition for Ozzy Osbourne's band, though the opportunity ultimately didn't pan out. John's next venture was with the band Badlands, originally founded by John Sloman and featuring John Munro on drums and Neil Murray on bass. Murray would later reunite with John in Whitesnake. However, before Badlands could fully take shape, John forged a new musical partnership with Phil Lynott of Thin Lizzy. The two collaborated on their track Please Don't Leave Me, which John was contractually required to record for MCA under his former agreement with Tygers of Pan Tang. Thin Lizzy members Darren Wharton and Brian Downey also contributed to the single, and the strong musical chemistry among them led to John being offered a full-time position as Thin Lizzy's guitarist, joining forces with Scott Gorham. Around the same time, he featured on Thin Lizzy's 1983 album Thunder and Lightning, which climbed to number 4 on the UK charts and included the top 30 single Cold Sweat, co-written by John. The tour that followed was captured on the live album Life, and both John and drummer Brian Downey joined Phil Lynott for his solo tour under the name The Three Musketeers. However, Thin Lizzy's run was nearing its end, and the band officially disbanded after a final performance at the Monsters of Rock Festival in Nuremberg on the 4th of September 1983. Although there was talk of John joining Lynott's new project, Grand Slam, he instead chose to accept an offer to join Whitesnake. Whitesnake's lead singer, David Coverdale, formerly of Deep Purple, personally sought out John to join the band. Formed in 1976, Whitesnake had developed a curious rivalry with Rainbow, led by Ritchie Blackmore, another ex-Deep Purple member, which even escalated into a physical altercation. In 1984, as Whitesnake aimed to break further into the American market, founding members Ian Pace and John Lord, both now middle-aged, left the band due to management's push for younger talent. To revitalize the lineup, Whitesnake recruited John, whom they had been eyeing for some time. Around the same period, powerhouse drummer Cozy Powell also joined, marking a high point in the band's history. John contributed to 2 major albums during his time with Whitesnake. The first, Slide It In, 1984, featured the hit single, Love Ain't No Stranger, and its supporting world tour concluded with a memorable performance at Rock in Rio in 1985, drawing 100,000 fans in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The follow-up album, Whitesnake, in 1987 in Europe, faced a turbulent production. Drummer Cozy Powell departed after clashing with frontman David Coverdale over money disputes, and John continued work on the album while Coverdale battled a serious sinus infection that severely affected his vocal cords. During Coverdale's recovery, rumors surfaced that some within the band and management considered replacing him. John later clarified that he was not involved and emphasized that Coverdale's voice was essential to Whitesnake's identity. Nonetheless, Coverdale, reportedly upset by the rumors, dismissed both John and drummer Dave Dowell. Despite the setbacks, Whitesnake was finally released in 1987 and became a massive success, reaching number 2 on the Billboard chart and selling over 8 million copies in the US alone. It featured hits like Still of the Night, Is This Love, Give Me All Your Love, which John all co-wrote, and a reworked version of Here I Go Again, which propelled the band to new heights. John played a crucial role in the album's triumph, not only performing guitar throughout but also co-penning several of its most iconic tracks. After leaving Whitesnake, John returned to England and formed a new band, Blue Murder. His mother and stepfather owned a studio in Blackpool where, after a series of jam sessions, John recorded a demo that secured a deal with Geffen Records. The band featured Carmine Appice on drums and Tony Franklin on bass, with John stepping into the role of lead vocalist for the first time in addition to playing guitar. This powerhouse trio drew comparisons to Cream and was hailed as one of the strongest lineups of its time. Blue Murder's self-titled debut album was released in 1989, reaching number 69 on the Billboard 200 and producing the minor hit Jelly Roll. The band toured extensively across the US and Japan, and while the album eventually sold an estimated 500,000 copies according to John, it failed to meet commercial expectations. John believed the underwhelming performance was due to a lack of proper promotion by Geffen Records, and the album became a financial disappointment for both the band and the label. That same year, on April 10, 1989, John married his longtime girlfriend Jennifer Brooks after 4 years together. Jennifer came from a wealthy background and had previously been married to Craig Gruber, bassist for Rainbow. The couple had 3 sons, James, John Jr., and Sean, before divorcing in 1999. During the making of Blue Murder's second album, both Appice and Franklin departed and were replaced by Marco Mendoza on bass and Tommy Osteen on drums, with Nick Green joining on keyboards. Around this time, John was also considered for a spot in Def Leppard. Although no formal audition took place, he did jam with the band and provided backing vocals on their 1992 album Adrenalize. Blue Murder released their second album, Nothing But Trouble, in August 1993. It failed to chart outside Japan, and once again, Sykes attributed its poor performance to inadequate promotion from Geffen. In 1994, the band released a live album, Screaming Blue Murder, dedicated to Phil Lynott, but was soon dropped from their label, leading to the band's breakup. In 1994, John joined former Thin Lizzy bandmates Brian Downey, Scott Gorham, and Darren Wharton to form a new touring version of Thin Lizzy. Presented as a tribute to the late Phil Lynott, who had passed away in 1986 at the age of 36, the group exclusively performed Thin Lizzy's classic material and did not release any new songs, only one live classics album, One Night Only, later in 2000. The following year, in August 1995, John signed with the Japanese branch of Mercury Records and released his first solo album, Out of My Tree. He continued to build his solo discography with Loveland and 20th Century in 1997, followed by Nuclear Cowboy in 2000. In 1999, his solo track, Cautionary Warning, was featured in the anime series Black Heaven. In 2005, John released Bad Boy Live, a live album spanning his work from the Thin Lizzy era to his solo career. The following year, in 2006, he was honored with his own signature Gibson Les Paul Custom, modeled after his cherished 1978 model, which he went on to use while touring with Thin Lizzy across the UK and Ireland. Known for his fast alternate picking, double note runs, wide vibrato, pinch harmonics, and tapping technique, the guitar was a fitting tribute to his distinctive style. After more than a decade fronting the reformed Thin Lizzy, John announced his departure from the band in June 2009. That same year, he auditioned for Guns N' Roses, though no collaboration followed. After plans for new albums stalled, John made a long-awaited return to releasing music on the 1st of January 2021 with Dawning of a Brand New Day, his first new song in over 20 years. It was followed by another single, Out Alive, in July of that year. Sadly, on January 20, 2025, a statement on John Sykes' official website announced that he had passed away in late December 2024 at the age of 65, following a hard-fought battle with cancer. And there you have it. Though he's gone, John Sykes leaves behind a legacy carved in pure rock and roll. From electrifying solos to timeless anthems, his music and blazing riffs will echo on for generations to come. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos just like this. Take care and bye for now.